All right, welcome back to Dreamland for our Armchair Quarterback here at CBS 42. It's our final contestant today, Woodie Fritz from over in the Ross Bridge area. Woodie, welcome in, man.
How's it going, Jim? Glad to be here.
Happy Veterans Day to you.
Thank you.
We've got ribs and everything we'll jump into in a moment, but first let's talk a little football. First, let's go Auburn, Tennessee. Auburn's number 3 in the country running the football. How, and I know you're a little bit of an Alabama fan,
Just a little bit.
How scary is the Auburn run game right now for opponents that's got to face them? Georgia this week, Alabama later on.
I'll tell you what, Auburn's running attack is quite scary. I mean, they had over 300 yards rushing against Tennessee. I don't know if Gus Malzahn invented that zone read offense, but he certainly has perfected it. When you consider that Auburn scored 55 points on Tennessee and only threw the ball 7 times, and they threw 3 of those 7 passes on the first drive.
Right.
That's scary.
They're running it like a military school right now. Yeah. Oh, Alabama LSU, great atmosphere the other night at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Alabama hadn't been tested in a long time. What's your takeaway from that game?
My takeaway is Nick Saban, like always, he's the master of making halftime adjustments. The first half, it's anybody's game. I'm feeling nervous going into the halftime. They come back out, it's a different game. We win the second half 21-3. It's not even close.
And that's adjustments. You think the coaching staff does a great job at halftime?
Yeah. You know, Nick Saban, everyone knows he's famous for making great adjustments. You know, I like Les Miles. I think LSU's got a great program, but the thing that kind of perplexes me about Les Miles, 2 times against Alabama, he's made no adjustments at halftime. And they come out flat, and he just doesn't seem to be able to do anything. In the second half, when they're losing big, they're not consoling their quarterback on the sidelines, and Les Miles is standing there with his arms crossed, looking up at the scoreboard. I don't see a lot of coaching, or any real serious coaching on the LSU sidelines.
And you were pointing out to me before we started about Zach Mettenberger. You think he and the LSU players sort of leave their quarterbacks out to dry, huh?
Well, they didn't protect him there at the end. He got sacked 3 times in a row, and when he went down on the ground, he's crawling around. Nobody tried to help him up.
Yeah.
That blew my mind, really.
Yep. Now Alabama's moving forward. Come down game against Mississippi State this week. Any worries there?
None at all. I don't see Alabama having any trouble with Mississippi State. I like State. I like their coach, but this is all going to wind up being an Iron Bowl decision. You know, the Iron Bowl is the big game now.
Well, let's get to that then. Alabama and Auburn in a couple of weeks. There's a chance you could be there with us if you win this armchair quarterback thing. Tom Luganville, friend of mine with ESPN, said that Alabama's a better team, but Auburn offers some matchups that Nick Saban doesn't like to coach against, that read option mobile quarterbacks. Is that fair? Fair adjustment?
I think it is. You know, the big question is, we know that Auburn can run the football, and they run it very effectively, and they use their quarterback as a blocker when they run. So what does Nick Saban do? Does he keep his defense like it is, or does he put 8 men in the box to stop the run? I think Auburn, to beat Alabama, I don't think they will, but they could. To beat Alabama, Auburn has to be able to throw the football. And you know, Nick Marshall, as good a quarterback as he is, he's an average passer.
Yeah, but it seems like the Auburn coaches, at least they're telling us, they think they can do that. They just haven't had to do that yet.
Yeah, well, that may be true.
Yeah.
That may be true, but Alabama's secondary is probably going to have to play man coverage. They're going to have to put a lot of men in the box. They've got to stop that running game.
Yep.
But I can't see an Auburn team beating Alabama just running the football. I mean, we lead the nation. We only give up 95 yards a game rushing.
Yeah, doesn't seem to match up well for them. If whoever gets to the SEC championship game, if it's Missouri, the size of their receivers, they're getting their quarterback back. I know it's hard to think this, but could Missouri be a real threat to either Auburn or Alabama in the SEC championship game?
Well, if we can't get to Missouri's quarterback and he's able to throw the ball, he's got some big, tall receivers. They throw the ball well, they go up high and catch the ball well. Missouri could give us a game. I don't really see Missouri being able to hang with Alabama for 4 quarters because those big receivers don't play defense. And Alabama's offense is going to be too much for them, especially our offensive line.
Yes.
They will just wear them down.
And that's not talked about a lot, right? That even if the defense blows a drive or two,
yeah,
this Alabama offense And it's been that way the last couple of years, but specifically this one can get into a shootout and win games, can't they?
Yeah, they can. But you know what I like about Alabama's offense? Saban likes to get the ball, drive the ball methodically downfield, move the chains, get a lot of first downs, eat up a lot of clock, and keep the other team's defense on the field. And by the midway through the third quarter, we own the opponent's defense, and then we just have our way with them.
I ask this a lot. If the selection committee starts with a 14 playoff next year, if it was happening this year, right now, with what has taken place in college football, who would be your 4 teams that would be in the playoffs, seeded 1 through 4?
Alabama number 1, Florida State number 2.
Then it gets hard.
Then it gets
easy.
Then it gets harder.
That's like the 2 easy questions and who wants to be a millionaire.
I think you have to give Ohio State number 3.
I agree.
I really do. They're undefeated. Everybody says they play in a weak conference, but still, it's the Big Ten. They're undefeated. They're going on the 2 years being undefeated. And then number 3, man, I like Baylor.
Yep.
I really do. That's a scrappy bunch.
Score a lot of points.
Score a lot of points. They're exciting. I like their coach.
Yep. Seemed to play pretty good defense the other night against Oklahoma. It's exactly the way I would go too. A lot of people talking about Stanford jumping one of those unbeaten teams.
Yeah, they really just, they tore Oklahoma up. A big, proud program. Just really put it on them good.
Yeah, they got some tough games left, though. Interesting conversation. Now, you can see all the other armchair quarterbacks right here at CBS42.com. The voting starts on Tuesday, November 12th, which is tomorrow, if you're seeing this on the 11th. If not, it lasts until 2 weeks, until the Tuesday of Iron Bowl week. Remember, vote early, vote often. Woody, thank you, man, for being here with us.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for being with us at CBS42.com. Remember, when you're making your choice for pork, Streamland.